So as part of the new fleet update, we're now sat in the newest member of the fleet, which actually belongs to Anne. And believe it or not, we've gone electric. Yay! Channeling our inner Greta. So we're just going out for the first drive in it. I've not actually passengered in this car at all before. We're just heading out to Pateley Bridge, a little drive. I think I might get a drive on the way back, but let's see how we get on. So we're now driving along in the Zoe. We're doing 30 miles an hour. It's absolutely silent in here. We did have to stop to turn off a very annoying pedestrian warning noise. It's ridiculous to have a silent car and then have it ruined by a terrible noise, frankly. But it's an interesting car inside. We'll talk to Anne in a bit. This is the GT line. The seats, as you can see, they're sort of like a synthetic leather with a material insert. The material inserts are actually made from recycled seat belts, which is quite an interesting thing to do. A nice bit of textile on the door sides here. The left-hand drive versions also have the same textile covering just here, whereas in the UK we get a leatherette sort of finish. But I mean, I've only been in the car for 5 minutes, and so far I'm quite impressed with all of it, really. So more later. We're just coming up to the dealers where we bought the car this morning at 9 o'clock, bright and early. We had another Zoe going out. There it is, Kinnear Home Renault, long-established family firm in Otley. Like to support the local businesses where we can. Right, so now, and you've been driving for probably about 10 miles, so you've got masses of experience in the Zoe. Tell me, what's your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts are, what a lovely little car. It is slightly disturbing when you accelerate and there is no noise whatsoever, because you realise how much you get used to the feedback of an engine when you're moving forwards, but there is nothing. It's great on the regen. You just take your foot off the accelerator and it will slow down, so you can be quite lazy in your driving style. Foot on the accelerator, you go forwards, foot off, it'll brake.
Like that.
Like that.
So I'm just panning around because it's a lovely view. So that's it. You think so far so good? You approve?
Definitely. So far so good. I approve. It's a keeper.
Excellent. Well, but they're all keepers for the first couple of years.
Yeah, you decide to sell them.
Exactly. But that's life. It's what comes from living with a caraholic.
Yes.
So I might come back to you a bit later on, Annie, so thank you for the commentary.
Okay.
So this is one of the weird things about EV, is you come up to a junction and you stop and it's silent, and then normally you're used to that because in a lot of ICEs nowadays the engine will cut out and then restart when you start to move off, but in the EV it's still silent and you move off, and that's a bit odd. Okay, so we've arrived at our destination of Pateley Bridge, and Anne has now driven for, I don't know, what is it, 15-20 miles, I would guess, something like
Yep.
that. The consumption is being shown there at 4.4 miles per kilowatt hour, which is the sort of equivalent of MPG, really. 4.4 miles per kilowatt hour, and it's a 50 kilowatt battery, so the range which we would establish is 50 times 4.4, which is 220. Down here we've got the range to empty of 196, showing 85% charge. Now we started off on 100% charge, and when we actually started this journey we had 197 miles, so we've managed to come this distance and actually not use any energy because it's been a bit up and downhill, and it regenerates power when you're coming downhill. So what's further comments, Annie? Anything to say? What have you got to see for yourself?
I think it's a great little car. It's nice to drive. It's not too jiggly, even though it's only a small car.
What do you think of the quality? Because I did find a couple of rattles which would annoy me, but I think I've certainly fixed one of them.
I haven't taken too much notice of the quality on account of the fact that it's the battery that interests me. But it's pretty much as expected. It's not a top-notch car from an interior, you know, from seats and stuff point of view. It is what it is. It's about the recyclable aspects that have been used in it.
Yeah, so it's the green nature. I mean,
nature, yeah.
There's lots of scratchy plastics, and some places you look at and you think, well, could they possibly have put any less material or paint on it? I mean, inside the boot, there's bits which look to be still in primer once you lift the carpet up and things like that. And I think that's where you realise you've bought a Renault and not a Mercedes or a BMW. But nevertheless, it is what it is. And as you say, you're paying for the technology as much as anything else.
You are indeed.
You know, it's not a £30,000 car from quality, but it is from all the other aspects.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, right. So it's now starting to rain, so it's probably time to go for a walk.
So here we are in Zoe. Can't believe I started a sentence with so. And Martin's in the driving seat, and this is his first time in the driving seat. I'm not sure whether he's set it up for himself or not yet.
I've not moved anything. I might move the steering wheel, but just up a
it's
bit.
a telescopic and an up and downy steering wheel, and being a little shorter than Martin, I like to have it out and down.
Right, so what do I do?
Foot on the brake.
Foot on the brake.
Pressed engine start.
Oh, vehicle checks in progress. Da, 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 da. Press brake and start. Okay. OMG.
Why did you press stop start? Press brake.
Because it told me to.
Okay.
Right.
Just remember, this is going out to the public.
Yeah. Whatever. Right. Okay. So I'm going to pull this back.
Yep.
To put it into D. Oh, I see. Yeah. It sort of clicks, and then do I just drive?
Just drive.
It's weird. It's got no noise.
It has no noise.
Oh. OMG. How peculiar.
We just had a short stop in Pateley Bridge. We managed to arrive just as it started raining, and we bought ourselves a takeaway coffee, had a little walk round. Then it started thundering as well, and we've got back into the car, and of course it stopped raining. Right, we'll just wait for Martin to exit and have a little bit of a play, and then I'll be switching you off for a short while. Here we are. Martin's been in the car driving for maybe 10 minutes or so. Been very lucky so far because we seem to be storm chasing. A thunderstorm that caught up with us in Pateley Bridge, we seem to be following it home. Anyway, Martin, how does it feel to drive Zoe?
Well, it's very nice. It's the most peculiar thing that it's silent when you pull away. And I'm so used to feeling a bit of engine vibration through the steering wheel or whatever. But I could certainly get used to doing an electric car over an ICE. There's a couple of little things I'm not so keen on at the moment, and that one of them is a lack of a central armrest, because I'm a lazy so-and-so when I drive, and I do like to rest my left arm. And there isn't, I've got support the only way with my left arm. What a first world problem that is. And I don't like the way the lane departure thing seemed to reactivate itself. I thought we got a puncture or something. So that was a bit unimpressive. But you know, overall, it's a good bit of kit. I've managed to ruin the fuel consumption, electrons consumption down to 3.9 without meaning to.
How did you do that?
Well, when we left Pateley Bridge, it's a massively long uphill section, and that obviously doesn't help. The throttle response is quite interesting, because whatever mode you're in, about halfway through the throttle travel, there's like a resistance point, and if you go through the resistance point, it don't half fly.
Yeah, you managed to make it to wheel spin.
Yeah,
You've not been in it 2 minutes, and he's done a wheel spin in my car.
Going uphill. About 20 miles an hour. I mean, yeah, and this is a town car.
Mm.
So we'll now have a look around the outside of the Zoe. I did try and find somewhere nice to park, but I gave up. There you go, it's purple, It's a metallic purple. I can't quite remember what the colour's called. I'll put it on as a overlay. But you know, it's quite an attractive car. It drives very well. It's surprisingly fast. As I said to Anne while I was driving, there's a sort of a resistance halfway through the throttle, and you get it through there, and my God, it flies. It really does. We've got nice diamond cut alloy wheels on it. It's part of the GT line pack, so not GTI, it's not an injected car. Low resistance Michelin Primacy tyres. I did try the ABS out earlier, and that certainly works. The traction control works. I hoofed it going up a hill, and it really flew. But yeah, you know, there's not a lot more to say. It's got some nice little features. You've got these nice blue little details on the headlights. There's Renault LED Pure Vision, and it's blue here. This is the charging point right in the middle there. That flap opens up. You've got, because it's the GT line, you've got these little highlights on the front grille thing. Fog lights. Auto fold mirrors. It's a 4-door, and it sort of looks like it's a 2-door design, but you see you've got this nice little handle at the back here, which you just push in at the end like that. A bit less good are some of these sharp edges. I mean, you could really crack your head on that corner there, and I've narrowly avoided hitting my head on the driver's or passenger's one just here. It's not particularly nice. I think I can see myself catching myself on that at some point, but it is what it is. So yeah, there you go. That's you walk around your 2019 to 2020 year ZE50 Zoe GTI. So there you go, the end of the first drive in the Zoe. I'm just going to put a little clip in here which shows you the start up and the interesting little noise it makes. Yeah, how about that? And it checks all vehicle checks in progress, as you can see, and it's okay, ready to roll. And yeah, join us for future adventures in the Zoe, of which there will be many, I think. Welcome to the fleet, Renault Zoe. So we've done 81 miles in the first trip, got 136 miles of range left, which is 63% of battery, 4.1 things, which gives you 4.1 times 50, which I can't do the maths of, it's over 200 mile range anyway, which is pretty good, because we've been doing a lot of different sort of driving, as you would when you got a new car, you know. So we've been doing a bit of economical and a bit of hoofing it, regeneration, and to be honest, we haven't done anything economical. So we've had the aircon on, and you know what we've wanted to have on, we've had on. It hasn't been a case of let's see how much we can eke out of the car. So there we go.